Welcome to the Everlook tutorial video for importing your contacts. In this video, we will cover preparing your contacts for importing, selecting the import type, field mapping, and import options. You can save yourself a lot of trouble later on if you take a few minutes to prepare your contacts, especially if you're importing them from an Excel spreadsheet. Make sure each field, like name, surname, or email address, has its own column. Next, make sure each contact details is captured in their own row. To start importing contacts, go to Contacts Import and then click the New Import button. Each of these icons will open a wizard that guides you through the import process, depending on where your contacts are currently stored. Use the Upload function when you have a database of contacts on the computer that you're currently working on. Everlytics supports TXT, CSV, XLXX, and XLS file formats. The Copy and Paste option works really well when you have a small number of contacts you wish to upload. If you do elect to use this option, make sure each email address and corresponding contact information is on its own line. You can also use the Server option to upload from an HTTP, FTP, or SFTP file server. Lastly, you can use the Servers option, as this allows you to import your contacts directly from a service such as Google or Salesforce. In this tutorial, we'll be concentrating on the uploading function, as this is the most widely used. Click the Upload icon, and on the second screen, click the Browse button. Browse to locate your file and click Open. The system will upload your file and automatically forward you to the next step. In this step of the process, you will tell the system which fields to map to each column of your data. We recommend you use field names in the first row of your spreadsheet to simplify the mapping. By default, email address is used as a contact's unique identifier. If you have a specific identifier that you need to use that is not an email address, for example, a customer ID number, you will need to set up a custom field before continuing. We cover custom fields in a separate video. To map the columns, click the checkbox at the top of the column and then select the correct field from the drop-down menu. If a column isn't mapped, it will be left out of the import. Once you're happy with the field mapping, click Next to continue. In this step, you'll choose which list to add your contacts to. A list is a database of all your contacts and their details, including contact and personalization. If you already have a list to set up in the system, you can add your new contacts to it by checking the checkbox next to the list name. If you don't have a list set up, you can create one now. Click Create List. A modal will appear where you can enter the details of your new list. To begin, enter the name of the new list. Enter the email address for the system to send the list reports to. Enter the name of the list owner. You can also add the new list to a list group if you would like. Lastly, click Create List. Once you've chosen your list, click Next. Now that you've chosen a list to add your contacts to, you can tell the system what to do during the import. The first option allows you to set your contacts to an unconfirmed status and send them all a confirmation email. Checking this box will tell the system to send an email to every contact in the import, asking them to confirm that they would like to receive emails from you. The second option will tell the system to update contacts with the new data in this import. If you have contacts in the system, this option will update them where appropriate and override existing data. For example, you have new contact details for a customer, this will override the existing customer details with their new details. The third option allows you to set an email address where a system can send import progress emails to. Once you've made your selections, click Next to move on to the next step. The final step allows you to review your import options before finally importing your new contacts into the list. Please read the anti-spam policy and agree to the disclaimer before you continue further. Once you're happy, click Start to start the import.